Welcome to John's Random Reviews. Hi, welcome back to John's Random Reviews. What do you think they call a group of reciprocating saws? A rebel of reciprocating saws? A roulade of reciprocating saws? I don't know. I think it's a bit different in the tool kingdom rather than the animal kingdom. Anyway. Back to the point. We're talking about reciprocating saws because I've got, well, we'll get into it. I've got kind of a new reciprocating saw. But anyway, a colleague of mine has got one of these, but he has and he hasn't. What I mean is, I've got the 12-volt version of this mini reciprocating saw. And I tell you what, it gets slagged off to the hilt online. Everyone thinks these are crap. But he's getting a bit fed up of it. Why? Why is he getting fed up of it? Well, first thing it's good for, it's small. But the worst thing about it is the stroke length of this tool. It only travels, let's see if I can do it really slowly, a little bit, 13 mil. Now, the actual strokes per minute, apparently, on this thing is 3,300, which is a bit of a stretch. But with it having only a short stroke length, it seems to take, well, it takes forever to cut through something like a steel pipe or whatever. And it gets very, very hot. These things, oh my God, they get so hot. And the motor is only small. And it's not like, it's a brushed motor, but you can't replace the brushes. If you burn the motor out on these things, you're knackered. I've taken these apart, and all not the motor bit, but all the mechanicals there, they all get all dried up and all full of shit. And also, the worst thing about these is, let's see if I can see it. It's got two little bolts that hold the actual blade attachment on. They always come loose or snap off. Anyway, my work colleague said, well, I think I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get one of these, which is, as we know, is a reciprocating saw. It's not a brushless one. It's the old DJR 186, the one that are fixed. They've got going, and that's going on eBay. But he said, oh, I'm going to get one of these so I can cut bigger pipe. But the only problem with this is, you can't really use it one-handed. I mean, if you were bloody Hercules or something, or someone like that, the weight is all on the end there. It's really designed just for two hands. Great bit of kit for two hands. And this one, the bigger ones, they've got a stroke length of, I think it's 32 mil. So yeah, over double the length of the stroke rate, which will get a quicker cut. But it is heavy. If you're stuck in a bit of a tight spot to try and hold that, I can just about hold that one-handed, but pressing the trigger, no good. That's what's kind of good about this one, but it's underpowered. And the stroke length is short. The stroke length is okay on that, but it's heavy. And as for this fucker, just think about the weights of them. And this is a 40-volt one, that's a 18-volt one, and this is the 18-volt. Let's pretend you haven't seen that 12-volt battery. These ones are about just under 2 kilograms in weight with an 18-volt battery. These ones is about just under 3.8 kilograms with the battery. This one here with the battery is 4.5 kilograms. It's an absolute beast. And this is really, really heavy. You can't really use it one-handed. It's a beast. For cutting big steel pipes and stuff, it's absolutely a brilliant bit of kit. It's like a mains kit. Same thing on there. It's got a 33 mil travel, something like that. And it's brilliant, but two-handed. So let's get back to the story in a convoluted sort of way. So my colleague said, that's too big. I don't want really one of them, and that's too small. Is there an in-between size? Well, yes, there is. So we'll put these to one side. And here we have it. The Makita DJR 188. Now, some people call this kind of tool a subcompact sort of tool, but it doesn't say that on the box, but it is what I've just said. It's halfway between the little reciprocating saw and the big one. So I said, I'll get you one of these, and I'm gonna give it a bit of a review and see if it's any good. I might end up getting one, and then I'm gonna give him this tool. Let's look at think of the pricing first. I got this offline, a reputable tool company online, one of the big guns, and it was £155. That's including VAT. Just a quick talk about the other ones. That one's relatively cheap. I think you can get the 18-volt version of that for about 60 quid. This is quite old machine now, and I'm trying to get fucking 40 quid for them, but you can buy them for 80 quid new. And this beast, just the body of it, I think is about 160 quid or something like that. So this one is about £155. So let's get the fucker out of the box. Right. As you can see, it's a very unusual looking kind of tool. It looks a lot different than the other ones. It's like really stubby. Let's just have a comparison to this one. As you can see, apart from looking the blue, the actual teal colour is a lot better than that one. But obviously that one's been through the wars. But let's have a look at the length. So this one is about a third shorter. So what the crack? I'm not going to take it apart, but the way it's configured is the actual motor, it runs sort of vertically. The motor in this one runs that way, and the motor in this one runs that way. So it makes it shorter. Hence. So I said that was just under 4 kilograms, about 3.8 kilograms with a battery. This one here is 2.9 kilograms. So it's, quite a bit lighter. Not a massive amount of lighter, but the weight is more balanced in sort of towards the trigger. So honestly, I'm not bullshitting you. It's just a lovely thing to... It doesn't feel like that there's any weight there. And if you're in a bit of a tight spot, you could quite easily, not for a bloody all day, but you could quite easily use that one-handed. Now, what you might be asking, what about the stroke length? It's not. I said this is 33, and the small one was 30, and this is 20, and it's a brushless motor, and it's just. I think it's what is it? 3,000 strokes per minute. It's just a lovely bit of kit. It's got the quick release for the blade changer, and where the foot is, I think you can put an Allen key in there and pull the foot out. The rubber over moulding is really, really nice actually, and it's got a lock button there on the top, and then you flick it back in to run it. The one thing about this that I kind of don't like, compared to sort of a newer sort of Makita tool like my tool, is this one is kind of like moves on its own accord to keep the vibration down, and this doesn't. But what they've done to try and mitigate it a little bit, you know these little bumpers you get to sort of stop a bit of that vibration and stop the battery moving about, normally it has just like 2 there, and this one's got 4. That will help with a little bit of vibration, I think. But yeah, like I said, I've never bloody used it. I'm going to maybe try it again in a minute and see what it's all about. So I think my colleague is going to be super stoked about this. So am I going to get one? Maybe. It's not a bad price. It's weighted really, really nicely. If it works okay, it might be another tool for my arsenal. Because to be honest with you, this one here is so fucking big that I hardly ever use it. And although this is the 12-volt version of the 18-volt one, I hardly use that one, and that one's being sold. So am I going to get one of these? I just like holding it. It's a really, really nicely weighted bit of kit. It's a halfway between that one. That's the mini one. That's the subcompact or medium one. and that's the big one, and that's the really, really badass one. But that one's in a different league to all these. So Makita have got you covered. Whatever if you're doing some really light work, that'd probably be all right. Kind of medium work where it's a bit awkward, that'd be good. If you're doing a lot of heavy cutting, a lot of steel work, you know, that's really good. Or wood, even cutting like roof trusses and whatnot. But if you really need super power for really big steel pipes and a lot of heavy lumber, that's really good. So I might give it a little bit of a whirl in a minute and see what it's all about. Right then, let's give it a whirl. I've got the blade that came with this tool. It's got a steel cutting one. It's also got like a little one for cutting wood. Got the old 3/4 galv pipe. So let's give it a go and see if it's any good. Bloody hell, that is awesome. Wow, dead impressed. Another thing I like about this tool is where the actual blade arm comes out of the body, the reciprocating bit that goes backwards and forwards. It's got a rubber seal. I hope you can see that. A rubber seal there that goes around the shaft. So I'm a plumber, and some of the time I have to cut a pipe with water in it facing this way. And with the little reciprocating saw, water used to travel down the actual shaft and get into the actual gubbins of it. So I don't think this is going to happen with this. But it's got like a little reservoir, sort of part of the aluminium body, that actually, if the water did get in there and you were doing a little bit of sawing, it gets sort of stuck in there. Not mad keen on that. It's got more chance of getting into the actual mechanics, if you like, there. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you. And there we go. Okay, thanks for watching. Random is rad. Rock on. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Unsubscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Tell me you love me. Tell me you hate me. Tell your friends and neighbours. Tell that weird guy from across the street with the one-eyed dog. Tell me anything. But most importantly, let's get in.